Good afternoon, and thank you for being here with us at the St. Johns County Emergency Operations Center. I want to just start this morning and this afternoon by thanking you all for being here, for the individuals that are here that are working in the room to respond to citizens. We thank you for being here, for the media coming to getting the information that we can get out to our residents, into our community. We just want to thank you for that. I want to start this afternoon by just setting up a little bit of a stage here. Everybody's wondering, how bad is Ian going to be? And so for our community, the answer is we still do not know yet. What we do know, and the information we're going to give to you today, is based on the most recent data that we have. And so for compare and contrast circumstances, the way you want to look at this now is, how are you affected during Irma? And so what we're looking at, and what you've heard across the media and across the weather to this point, is that you're looking at flooding, storm surge, and a rain event very, very similar to what we had with Irma. And so we're still 24 to 48 hours out from being affected by Ian itself. That's what we're looking at. Federal, state, and local officials are working together to implement our established emergency management plans, and recent information received from the National Weather Service indicates that there will be a threat to our county as well as the surrounding counties. As I said, our biggest and most significant concerns right now are due to rainfall and storm surge. And so that is still subject to change. If you weren't tracking it overnight, the likely scenario for storm surge doubled from 1 to 3 feet to 3 to 5 feet. That does not include an additional 10 to 15 inches of potential rain, and that does not include the nor'easter that is actually on the front of Hurricane Ian. So you've got the nor'easter that we're going to start seeing some of the weather effects from tomorrow. Shortly thereafter, we'll start to see the effects from Ian, which will see that 10 to 15 inches of rain as well as the storm surge. So what we want to do now is encourage the residents. If you have not made your preparations, if you've been watching and you're waiting, now is the time to make your preparations. Now is the time to make your preparations. As you all know, traffic is going to get backed up very shortly. A lot of people from the southwest part of the coast are traveling across I-4, up I-10, up I-75, and up I-95. And so we're going to see significant traffic over the next 24 to 48 hours. So if you have the ability to, we want to encourage you to leave today. If you've got the ability to and you're prepared, leave today. If you're not able to, get prepared and get ready to go tomorrow. And so now we're going to give you the information that I know everybody's waiting on. Evacuation order will go into effect tomorrow morning at 0600. That's 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. An evacuation order will go in effect. That will include Zones A, Zones B, including the entire city of St. Augustine, and Zone F, south of County Road 214. I want to repeat that one more time. An evacuation order will go into effect tomorrow morning starting at 0600 or 6 a.m. That will include Zone A, Zone B, including the entire city of St. Augustine, and Zone F for areas south of County Road 214. So if you're north of County Road 214, that evacuation order is not for you. Zone F, south of County Road 214. That evacuation order does include residents living in boats, RVs, and mobile homes. Next, we'll have shelters open tomorrow at 12 o'clock. So at noon, 3 shelters will be open. The first one will be at Passetti Bay Middle School. That will be the special needs shelter that will be available. Southwoods Elementary School will have a pet-friendly shelter available. And Pedro Menendez High School will have a general population shelter available. That will start again tomorrow at noon. Recommended shelter supplies are listed on the website at sjcfl.us/hurricane. The county is also prepared to open additional shelters as necessary. For St. Johns County governmental offices, we will be closed tomorrow through Friday, so that will start Wednesday through Friday, and the Emergency Operations Center will be in effect for 24/7 beginning tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. At this point, I'm going to turn it over to the sheriff, and then the superintendent will be here as well, and then we'll take some questions. Sure.
Thank you, County Administrator. On behalf of myself and St. Augustine Beach Police Chief Dan Carswell and St. Augustine Chief of Police Jennifer Michaud, these evacuation procedures are so important. If you were here for Irma, and I know a lot of you were not, but this is important that you would heed to the warning of law enforcement, first responders, and our Emergency Operations Center. The barrier islands along the entire coastline of 42 miles is in Zones A and Zones B on the coastline. So that being said, once you're actually off the island, law enforcement has the ability to go ahead and close the bridges at sustained winds of 45 miles per hour, and if there's a public safety or public concern for the safety of the residents to keep them closed. So that being said, once you actually leave the barrier islands, the bridges could close and you may not be able to come back to your residents on the island over there. I simply ask you this, is that as you evacuate the areas in St. Johns County, again, A and B along the coastline, A along the St. Johns River, and F from County Road 214 south into Flagler Estates, that you prepare to be gone for 72 hours or more. We don't know what kind of damage are going to be sustained. And with that being said, there's going to come a time where first responders, St. Johns County Fire and Rescue, St. Augustine Fire, and the 3 law enforcement agencies can no longer safely respond to you. And that's why these evacuations are so important. So that being said, we'll take questions at the end. Thank you for heeding to our warning. And again, God bless. Thank you.
Thank you, and I'm Tim Forson, Superintendent of Schools, and I just want to, first of all, thank the County Administrator, Mr. Hunter Conrad, and our Sheriff, and all the other parties that are up and a part of this, because what's really important to us is our families of our community. And we know that this year we probably have a number of families who have not experienced a hurricane. We have many families, many staff members that have moved from other parts of the state and other parts of the country. So when direction is given to you or advice is given to you, I just ask that you take the time to listen, to understand, and to follow that direction that's given to you. I think as far as the school system is concerned, we have a normal day today. We'll be throughout the end of the day, so we have daycare in our schools and a number of activities that will happen this afternoon and this evening. But we will be closed Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of this week. And that is really in the best interest of our schools. It's in the best interest of you as families of this county, and it's in the best interest of our staff members as well. So I just thank all of those that I'm partnered here with today and appreciate the support that we've been given as we move forward through this storm. Thank you.
All right, we'll go ahead and take questions.
First question, as far as education, will there be online learning during these days while they're closed or no?
No. There may be some online connections and learning that takes place, but as far as official days of education, we will not. We'll be closed, and so there is no operation that will be existing between Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And so as far as families making decisions about things they want to do, they'll be able to separate during that time period, yes.
And approximately for this evacuation, this may be a question either for the administrator or for the sheriff, approximately how many people will need to evacuate from those zones?
Mr. Giamacco.
So we're looking at roughly around about 180,000 residents within those zones, both on the coast and on the riverside.
And in telling people to evacuate, how far north or how far west are you suggesting for people to go?
So we're not suggesting that you travel hundreds of miles. We're trying to show people to get tens of miles, get out of the evacuation zone areas, go to a safe, high location. If you have family or friends in the area, just not in the evacuation zone, those are the places we want you to go. There's no need to drive hundreds of miles to get out of the area.
I don't know who would be best to answer this. Can you talk about what decision-making processes went into deciding the evacuation order? What things are you guys seeing right now with the hurricane that led to this decision?
Sure. So obviously we take the most recent data that we have from the meteorologists and those who are experts in the weather. We look at previous storm events, what have occurred. We look at the timing with the school system. We look at what's the burden to law enforcement to be able to get people adequately moving off of the roads. And we take all that information as a team and we sit down and say, okay, what do we need to do to make sure that people aren't stuck when they need to go? That also includes all that's going on south and west of us, right? As those people are traveling out, we've got to consider how quickly people are moving from the south and the southwest, as well as we consider moving people forward and out of the community. Any other? Just one more thing that I left off. Also, I mentioned that the county facilities will all be closed Wednesday through Friday. That includes the city facilities as well.